Okay, before we get started, I want to show you another slideshow I just made. So on my menu, I'm going to click Slideshow Management System. I'm going to choose this one with the poster image of slideshow. Now I called this image Scale Down, and this one Scale Up, just because I called them that. But they're alternating transitions. Now I want to change this one. This font's too big. Scale up, scale down. So this is in my slideshow content management system. I'm going to press the C key, no, the U key, because I want to update one of the slides. And the one I want to update, I have to choose the show. The show I was messing with was Creative Clerk, has 6 slides in it. This is the one. See how this is so big, and it's like I want to make it a little bit smaller. Okay, a little bit bigger than that. So I really need to fix this. I don't like these slider things. Position it right about there. Now when I click this image, I go back to the form. Okay, now I click save. You'll see the little thing pop up. That's an animation, but that's a jQuery animation. So I'm going to go back and look at the slideshow. Now these are slideshow transforms transitions. They're alternating. Like this one that I call scale up, and then I have a scale down because it scales down, and the other one scales from up to down. So they're kind of alternating. And then there's the image in the middle. That's a little trick we'll talk about later. But for now, let's get back to the regular code so that we can start learning how to do this stuff. Okay, remember in the last video, we created this button that adds different classes to these images that have slightly different transformations and a different transition time. Okay, so let's pick up from right there. So I saved the last document as part_5.html, and now let's make some changes to it. I want to talk about this right here, this transition property, all. That's the property. So actually what we should do for right now, this is actually a shorthand, but let's go with the longhand. So what this is, the transition property, we have to specify what we want to transition. So we want to transition is the transform property. So I'm going to copy this and paste it. Okay, so also we need at least two different properties to complete our transition. We need the property, which is what we have right here. Now, this is a property. Transform property is a property. But there's another property we need is duration. So we have it right here in our text editor, and that's this right here. See, this is a shorthand, but we need this one S. Okay, now that's going to work just the same. Let's check that. See, we slid up to the left at 1 second. Okay, we could change that, but we could also, there's another property, and that's called transition delay. Now, what if I see the first one, slide up left is 1 second, 2 seconds for the slide up right, 3 seconds for the slide down left, and 4 seconds for the slide down right. So the slide up left is going to be a lot faster, but let's give it a delay of 4 seconds. So actually, let's give it a delay of 5 seconds so that the other one can. Let's see what that does. We need a semicolon there. Let's save it. Now, see how it went? It waited until 5 seconds had passed. And that's an effect that can be useful sometimes. Okay. Okay, so remember we have the transform what we're doing is translating it, but we have the property. We have to specify what property we're going to translate, and we're going to transition the transform translate property, but we also specify the duration, how long it's going to take to complete the transition. And then we have the transition delay. That's how long it pauses until it starts the transition. Now what we have here all commented out, that's our shorthand. So I'm going to uncomment that out, and I'm going to make this all a comment. So the first one is the transition property. We're just going to say all for now. This is the transition duration, 1 second. I'm going to add the delay, and we should get the same thing. Let's check it. Refresh. Everything transitions except for the snow image. It waits 5 seconds. Okay, so I also want to state that we could write these out in milliseconds. So that's 1,000 milliseconds. That's ms, and 5,000 milliseconds in milliseconds is going to be the same thing, right? Let's try it. And that waits 5 seconds or 5,000 milliseconds. Okay, so remember when we talked about this transition property and how it deals with time? Okay, this is the property, but this is the duration, and this is the delay, all elements of time. But there's also another one called the timing function. We're going to talk about that in the next video. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. And let me know if you have any questions. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and please share this video. And